Welcome to our tutorial today. So today we are going to learn about on how to enhance the performance of our PC and how to enhance the privacy. So why is it so? It's very important to look at that because we want to see how much do the vendors or the developers of this application get to know or get to gather as we work with the applications, or as we work on the applications. How much do they get? So it's much important because there are some aspects when they are enabled, either they interfere with the performance of our PC or they interfere with our privacy. So those are the aspects that we need to look at. So click on start, then search for settings, then go to privacy. So let's see how that dictates on speech. So with Windows 10 we have a speech recognition application which we can enable us to interact much easier with the applications whenever we want maybe for a machine to be able to do is kind of a chat is a Microsoft chatbot that we can be able to interact with. It makes our work easier, but all in all it has two aspects, or it has one aspect that I want us to all of us know. So let's say, for example, that aspect is enabled and we are using it. So when you are using it and it is enabled on your PC, note very well that Microsoft is able to use your voice note or to use that kind of technology to be able to gather some information that they normally use to enhance or to make better their products. For example, the Windows application or the Office application. So the more you use it, the more also as a developer they gather some information to be able to get to use to better enhance that. So yeah, so here they give you that option. It's very nice and looking appealing, but the end game of all this is to gather information to be able to make their chatbot much better and advance on it. So if you enable this one, it will tell you that whatever you will be able to be saying, or whenever you will be using the chatbot to be able to ask questions, the Microsoft Assistant or the chatbot will be able to collect such information, and that will help them to enhance better every day in and out. So that's how these vendors normally so in this aspect, don't enable it, just disable that. You can just ensure it is done. Stop doing that, stop contributing your voice clips, then you disable it. So that is one aspect to enhance on the privacy, so that your privacy is not invaded and maybe the information gathered is not used in a very misappropriate way that won't be able to help you, because some of us might be, our voices are found somewhere in a database. You never know what these vendors are using this information for. Then typing. Whenever you are typing, inking and typing personalization. So inking and personalization means when this aspect is enabled, anything that you are typing, anything that you type, you've seen that Microsoft nowadays, they have this aspect of whenever you are typing, when you type a wrong spelling, they are able to the keyboard is able to automatically correct you as you type. It corrects your sentence. So that's how much also they try as much as, though it's something that is assisting, align with the system dictionary, because we have what we call DDL, that is a machine dictionary language that is inbuilt within the system. So that is one of the aspects that Microsoft is using to be able to correct you in terms of when you are typing, when you are keying in information, or when you are typing some information using Excel, using Word, they are able to correct you. So that's it's an aspect that is good, but all in all, that is also an aspect to gather information to better the performance of their product day in, day out. So you can switch that aspect off if you don't need it. Then we have the third one, we have diagnostics and feedback. Remember, when you do repair, when you are doing repair of any Microsoft application, they gather the information. Why is it that Microsoft, you realize that in any case an application is corrupt within their application, they try to only give you solution to that specific utility or program. Either they tell you restart the machine so that you are able to troubleshoot, or they tell you go to their website, install that application, then it will overwrite the existing one, then the new one will be installed. So as they do that, or as they guide you through the process, that's also a way that they are able to gather or detect whether you are using genuine an application or the application you are using is not genuine. So by doing that, they will also be able to know the kind and the model of PC that you're using. So that's also a way of gathering information, and also that what makes, like here they have say, and make your product improvement. So that's also how also they get to support at the end of the day, and that's how they normally better their solutions. So that's the reason why you can go to online process and you can be able to get all the information. So for this aspect here, you see Microsoft improve your language, and here at the tailored experience, let Microsoft use your diagnostic data, excluding information about website you browse to offer you a personalized tips. So this aspect they are telling you, but in real sense they are getting information. So this aspect you can disable them. So you better choose for the first you can choose on the first option, which is the best. But because the optional diagnostics is kind of giving more, it will give you quite a number of options that we won't be able to control. But the first option will help you to enhance performance, and you can be able to control some settings and capabilities. You can disable this that aspect as well. So in any case you have a problem with your PC, it will always pop a notification, and you are able to diagnose your PC very well and easy. And at the same time, you disable. Once you've done it, you do it once. Whenever there are issues, it will always give you a second option to enable that aspect as well. Then histories, you see, it keeps the history of every device, the junk websites that you've browsed. You will always get those history. So whenever you've not clear well your stack, all that will still appear. The other aspect I want us to look at is on IDs. They call it Microsoft is using what we call advertising IDs. So advertising IDs, basically they're using it to be able to identify some of their applications. This is more to Microsoft application. So how do we disable that aspect? Because that aspect also is very, very key when it comes to privacy. Because each and every application, and this is the reason why some people do get notifications of advertisement, but they don't know why all this and how this happens. So sometimes those aspects, when you are installing Windows, when you are upgrading your Windows Office, be it Office, all these aspects, sometimes they are automatically enabled at that process. So you need to come back and be able to check whether you need them or you don't need them. So you can disable this advertising ID to make ads more interesting to you based on your app's activities. So sometimes some people do get even notification of Candy games, such for example, Candy is a game that most of people love so much. How do people get to subscribe to such games is that when this aspect of advertising ID is enabled, so you disable that aspect. So you won't be able to get such notifications. So you are safe. It will safeguard and protect your privacy. Another aspect is on suggestions. That I hope you've seen. Some of us have experienced this, where Microsoft do suggest for you maybe an application or a utility for you to be able to install, so that maybe your PC the performance can be increased. So you need to worry on such aspects because you need to read through properly before clicking on such options and before installing on that options as well, because we need to get to a point whereby we need to be worried of spywares, because spywares are those application or utilities that we do install not knowing that they are accessing some important information at the background. So we need to be very, very keen whenever we are using this application, whenever we are installing other application or even apps on our PC, on our laptops. We need to be very, very careful, because information is very, very key. Very, very key. There is none person who is known as a developer, a software developer, cannot be able to create a software and give you for free, and you start using it and you say this is the best software. The end game of it, however much you can install applications, they are free. You can get them from internet, install them on your PC, on your phone, and you are using them, that they have privacy, they are secure, and so forth. These people are getting much more information, and that's the reason why you get a product today or an application today, you'd criticize it after installing it on your PC, desktop, laptop, phone, but later you get this application is enhanced and now is working better than before. So why now? Why that advancement? And why is it fast? It's because this developer have maybe the application has got an application within that gets this batch of information that helps the developer to make or to improve on every day on such application or on their application. So data is very important, and most of us we give a lot of data not knowing that we are giving. But this video here, subscribe, comment, and give us a thumbs up, and try and do whatever I'm trying to demonstrate for you. This is key. It's very, very important. So sometimes you can get suggestions occasionally that tells you start your PC, so that those suggestions are installed when you are on network. My friend, be very careful before you click start or before even you give OK. So for example, when you enable show suggestions occasionally in start, so they will pop up maybe at the start menu. You might get those options here. They look good, they look unique, they look something that can help you, but read through. Some of them are being suggested here, like for example whatever I have here. You can click and say this is a good option. Also the antiviruses. The antivirus, the online ones, you normally get such notifications or suggestion. Avast is the best. This one is the best. The other one is the best. 365 is the best. So you can install. It will scan your PC. It will scan your pen drives. It will scan your flash disk. It will also help you protect the USB points or ports. Be very careful when doing all those processes. So when you enable this, they will always suggest for you, and you will get to click. Some are automatic, you won't be able even to realize. So disable this, turn it off. So whenever you want to do or whenever you are trying to apply or install an application and you get some issue, just get the right application and reinstall it again, or uninstall the application and reinstall it again. It will help to save and you will be safe one way or the other. Another aspect that you need to look at, that needs to enhance your performance of your PC, are updates. Updates are very, very key. Schedule your updates, because when you schedule your updates not manually, when you choose to schedule for your updates manually, it's very good than to leave it automatic. When it does it automatic on the background, what will happen is that you will always, the performance of your PC, you will always have issues with your performance of your PC. What do I mean by that? You will tend to think that you don't have a good laptop or a good PC to work with, or maybe the performance is low, or now it's not performing the way it's supposed to perform. It's because of the updates, meaning you have scheduled the updates to be automatic. So meaning you've allowed whenever you are connected on network, it's supposed to do automatic update at the background. So automatic updates normally happen at the background. So you won't be able to realize at what point they normally happen. But when you schedule your updates, it's much easier, and you are able and you are capable of controlling all that. And also it helps you to maintain your laptop's battery lifespan. Your battery lifespan will be good, and you won't be able to run every time people will ask you, how have you been in a position that you have a laptop, you've been using your laptop for 3 years and you've not changed your battery, or you don't have issues with your battery. That's how to also to control all that aspect when you check on your updates. So you can go to advanced, and also privacy. A lot is being given. When you click on advanced here, advanced options, look at what is there. Receive updates for other Microsoft updates. So imagine all these are enabled. All these are enabled. If all these are enabled, wow. In a minute, you are charging your battery. Every time you are charging your battery, it keeps on draining. And a lot of it is being used at the background to update your PC. Then one day or one time, you will have to get another one. So ensure all these aspects are off, so you are able to enhance the performance of your PC. And also check on the delivery optimization. So let's say this one aspect is on. So look at what is there in terms of battery, in terms of bandwidth. Check what all the statistics that are being collected. This is so much. Even the bandwidth that you've used monthly and what has been left. All that now your PC can be able to calculate for you. So this is how much they can be able to collect such information and work with. And as well, when you turn them off, it enhances your PC performance. Another aspect is the background apps. On the background apps, so how do we check on that aspect? The background apps. So here, for example, I have 118 apps that are existing within my PC. So how do I be in a position to ensure that all these apps are controlled? Yeah, and they are not on the way I see, because some I don't use some. So I ensure I disable all this, but I'll just enable them whenever I'm in need of them. Yeah, the ones that I'll be in need of is whenever you click on the application, it will be automatically enabled. So let's do a background apps and see that aspect as well. So when you enabled the background apps, when you it's enabled, meaning all the apps will continue running at the background, but yet those apps, some of them you might not be using them at that particular moment. So it will lower the performance of your PC. So why can't we, or why can't you disable them? So whenever you will be in need of them is when you enable. Yeah, so that one also will enhance on your privacy and on your performance. So you disable that aspect and all the apps are disabled. Another aspect, maybe the last but not least, is the aspect of search. You might think this is not important, but is very, very important aspect that you need to take into account and into consideration. For example, you can search through your Microsoft account, through the histories of your device. You can be able to search and get all those aspects. So permissions and history. So also those aspects, when you go to your manager, device manager, you will see when you click on the task manager, the task manager indicates the performance of your processor. It shows you how the disk space is performing, the CPU, the RAM, the network, the GPU engine. So all these aspects, are they balanced? So this is the performance, how your PC performs. So it will always show you that. You see the performance. Applications history, it will all tell you all this. Applications that are up and running on your PC, yeah, that are using battery. So you can disable some of them, yeah, so that it enhances the performance of your CPU. That is the memory, yeah. So you see, my performance of my PC is better because quite a number of applications are disabled. I've disabled. So on the need basis, in when I enable them, and once I'm done with them, I disable them again. So that's the reason why this aspect of search is very important. So you can disable all this. You can disable if you want. Yeah. Then the aspect so that it enhances the performance. searching windows. So it enables you to enhance the performance in terms of searching, yeah, and also the CPU consumption. So if you do classic will enable you just only to search within a minimal level, whereby you won't be able to see much in terms of what is happening with your PC. So I normally have it at enhance so that I'm able to go deeper and be able to search on the file location where I'm able to know within this file this is where the issue is, and I'm able to pick up the issues and diagnose them one by one without interfering with the other aspects as well. So that is something that you need to do or have in mind. The other aspect is on sync. So on accounts. So this is something also you need to learn that needs to guide or protect you on your privacy. I've seen so many people when they log into PC on what normally happens with the browsers. When you log in with your email, it asks you to synchronize, to sync your PC with your email account, or sync that browser. Once you've logged in, it asks you to sync with the browser. So that aspect, yes, is very important. It's very important. But remember, we have memory. These browsers as well, which I'll be able to show you. One of the aspects that I've learned so far, that browsers also as well do capture, they have that memory that normally stock all the history of what you've accessed or whatever you've tried to browse, or they keep the history. They also do. So what does that mean? It means all the application nowadays, they kind of tend to have an AI that collects this data at the background. So that is something that most people do not know. So whenever this aspect is enabled, whenever the aspect of sync is enabled, you will realize that even the passwords will be saved automatically. So this is an aspect that you need to know too. Some of us go to cybers, but they tend to say that, oh, I went to cyber, log into my account. No one will be able to know my password. My friend, you're cheating yourself. Remember, when you log into that account, your browser, if this aspect of sync is not off, and if it is enabled, that browser will save your password. Look here, when this one is enabled, this aspect is enabled, it means it will enable all this aspect at the background. And imagine your passwords that you are saying you are safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. Someone can retrieve it. And nowadays it's easy even to retrieve those passwords. Just by a click of a button, and you are able to extract all the passwords. So that is an aspect that you need to take into account and to consideration. Please try this. Give me a thumbs up, comment and subscribe, and kindly watch all these other videos as well and get to learn something. Thank you so much. Continue to support my YouTube channel, and I won't let you down. Thank you so much.